Up next on New England Daycations, it's the holiday season. Take a train ride through over 7 million lights. Participate in other New England traditions. It all begins in just 1 minute.
Would this be a bad time to admit I don't like heights? Oh my god, that would be really hard to do. Really, I'm not going to be able to get down from here, Josh. You need to come out. Very cool. No. Thank you for watching this edition of New England Daycations. I'm your host, Alicia Fortin. The holidays are a time of joy, hope, and family togetherness. What better way to get in the spirit than visiting holiday venues across New England? We're beginning today with a train ride at Edaville Railroad.
Bring a torch to the cradle.
In the late 1940s, Ellis D. Atwood set Edaville Railroad into motion. After purchasing the remaining rails from Maine's previously expansive system of 2-gauge rails, he began building a 5.5-mile-long railroad around his plantation of cranberries in Carver, Massachusetts. This was not only used to service the bogs, but to transport paying customers for sightseeing.
In 1947, Atwood was a collector of trains. He was really amazed by the trains, and he started collecting the trains, and he started using it in his operation of his cranberry business. And it started out in the fall that his friends would come and take a ride in the fall when there was cranberry harvest season.
Coinciding with his love of trains was Ellis's love of the holiday season.
It was during the war, World War I, and he was a big, at that time, he had peace deal set up at his own house, and it was illuminated with lights, and folks would come from far away to come see his display at his house here in Carver. And actually it became such a traffic problem that they actually started to move the display here at Edaville, and they kind of incorporated that in, and it became a very special time of the year as it's Christmas time.
This village is the reason why we are here today. Mr. Ellis D. Atwood started the Edaville Railroad back in 1947.
Atwood's innovation even generated an interest from another household name, Walt Disney.
We have a piece of history inside the safe here of Walt Disney actually writing to Atwood when he was constructing his trains down at Disney World and looking for some advice from Atwood, because he was actually one of the first in the innovation here in New England. It all started here with the trains.
Over time, the operation evolved, and Ellis added amusements and extravagant holiday displays. Presently, Edaville's annual Festival of Lights has become a long-standing family tradition in New England.
When I was a small child, I used to see all the pictures of Edaville as a child, and it was magical, and it was the TV experiences that when I was a kid, I said, I always want to go there and be part of it.
Robert Julian became a big part of it. In 2003, Rob took over the reins as co-owner with Brenda Johnson. But this railroad aficionado was not a novice. Rob actually began his run with Edaville 30 years ago, meeting his wife along the way.
Our first date was here at Edaville.
Throughout those 30 years, Rob's seen numerous changes as the facility continued to evolve, including a reconstruction of the entire rail course.
A lot of infrastructural improvements to the property, the power and everything, a lot of improvements that folks don't even see, whether through the, bathrooms, new bathrooms, and everything needed to be updated and brought up to code with ADA, specs now that that we have to abide by. So a lot of infrastructural improvements that folks don't even see that is buried underground here on property.
It has changed over the years. It's gone through several ownership situations. We used to have steam up here, which I think we all miss the steam, but we do run 2 diesel trains some nights, other nights just 1 train.
Bob Bourne is another employee that's been associated with Edaville since he was a child.
Growing up as a child, coming up here as a little tot, sitting in my father's lap and riding the train was always a big thrill.
Bob wears multiple hats, acting as conductor, engineer, and dispatcher.
I just like being here because the people are all so friendly. Everybody you work with is great, and all the people that come in, it's a little different than most places where people come in and do business. They come in here to have a good time, and we try and give them a good time.
This is evident if you take a look at the faces of those who surround you. Families come from all over to this facility for a little magic and a lot of holiday spirit.
Where we see generation after generation come up, we see people who have, say, they've been here for 50 years, almost every year we're open, so it's just amazing the number of people you see and the generations that it passes down.
Among those families are the Harts. Ed Hart has been visiting the Festival of Lights since 1947.
It's the lights and the atmosphere and, all those years of memory.
A native from Rockland, Massachusetts, Ed used to go to Edaville with his father. As years passed, he married and moved to New York. But that didn't stop him from carrying on his tradition with his wife, Donna, and 3 children.
I love watching the little kids. You often think when you were a little kid, you watch little kids when they go around and see the lights, you see their eyes. I was commenting to my wife when I was trying to different, you see their eyes light up.
While watching families take in the magic seems to be a favorite with the adults and employees, the kids have a favorite of their own.
I just rode the Edaville train, which shows us a lot of lights, and I really enjoy it.
Justin and his family are among many that have made Edaville part of their own family tradition.
I'm from Harwich,
Harwich,
so Mass.
You have a little bit of a drive to come down here.
Yeah, actually.
But it's worth it, right?
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth every bit.
Along with the town of Peacedale, the 19-minute train ride takes you through millions of lights. These vary from traditional holiday displays to nursery rhymes, pirate ships, and dinosaurs.
When the clock is striking 12, when I'm fast asleep, down your chimney broad and black, with your pack you'll creep. All the stockings.
Well, right now our train tour is coming to a close, and we've seen over 1 million lights. It's been incredible.
This magical trip also features holiday music for the entire family to enjoy, including my personal favorite, Josh Groban. I don't think I'll be getting a Grammy anytime soon.
Now, after your train ride, you can continue to take in the sights at Edaville Railroad, but there's so much more than that. They have refreshments, amusements, games, and even a visit with Santa.
It may be a busy time of year for St. Nick, but he always makes sure he visits Edaville, USA during the holiday season.
Right, it's a long trip. It was very cold where I came from in the North Pole, but Edaville is so wonderful. All of the wonderful trains that we have here, and the fun, and the lights. It is so much like Christmas here.
And children all over will be happy to hear that there aren't too many on the naughty list this year.
Now, have you been noticing a lot of good kids or a lot of bad kids this year?
Oh, they've all been very, very, very good. And I look forward to that, too.
You can visit with Santa Claus and get your picture taken inside the Grand Central Junction. And while you're there, be sure to check out the other amazing decorations inside, including this new display.
This year we found one of the old displays that was here, buried in storage, that we got back out, and we revamped that whole display this year here.
Mine's not stopping now. It's the train that keeps on going. Oh, false. False.
Before heading outside, there's a gift shop where visitors can grab souvenirs or pick up some gifts for the holidays. Santa did mention the Webkins are popular.
Well, I hear the Webkins a lot, and the American Girl dolls are also very popular. Oh, and you know what? The game systems are very, very popular.
And while parents do some shopping, the children can do a little playing.
Need to, let my inner child out sometime. Whoops.
It's evident that Edaville, USA has a little something for everyone. There's a smorgasbord of refreshments from carnival favorites to warm hot chocolate or cider. Santa's Village has been restored along the main walkway, along with some classic games. And our crew decided to get in on the action.
Yes.
In addition to the refreshments and games, many vintage rides have been incorporated on the Edaville lot, including an antique carousel and illuminated Ferris wheel.
Well, we're about to go on the Ferris wheel. It doesn't look too high, but we'll see when we get up there.
Now, if you think back to Battleship Cove, you'll remember I have a slight fear of heights. But this show seems to be all about conquering fears.
All right, really? The rocking needs to stop. It's like a roller coaster.
Edaville USA is located on Pine Street in Carver, Massachusetts. And don't forget, the special site is open year-round.
Well, we do have some good programs going during the summer. The Thomas the Tank Engine weekends work out real good, but Christmas is really the highlight for us.
So start your own holiday tradition and visit Edaville's Festival of Lights with your family. For more information, call 508-866-8190 or visit edaville.com.
Putting smiles on children's faces, that's something that's special here at Edaville.
Well, now that I've conquered my fear for the day, we're going to go to something a little bit more low-key. Let's go to La Salette.
The La Salette Shrine in Attleboro seeks to give its visitors the chance to remember and celebrate the true meaning of the holidays. More on that when we return.
We're now here at the La Salette Shrine, and I must say, this is much more my speed. It's been said that Mary, the mother of Jesus, appeared to two shepherd children in a village in the French Alps. The year was 1846, and the village was La Salette.
The children said Mary was surrounded by a brilliant light and shared with them a message of reconciliation.
At La Salette, she was filled with light, and the greatest light of all was the crucifix that she had on her breast. And we thought, well, maybe this is the wonderful season for us, appropriate season, season of light, to be able to focus on that. The light of this season, He's the light of the world. Let's see if we can't draw people to the true meaning of Christmas in that way.
Father Pat has worked at the shrine for over 30 years now.
Starting being director again for the third time, but not in a row. I've had other responsibilities here as vocation director, things of this nature, but worked at the shrine in December during this very special month for all of those years.
When Mary appeared to those two shepherd children at La Salette, she proclaimed a message of reconciliation. She insisted that this message be spread throughout the world. As a result, the Missionaries of Our Lady of La Salette was founded in 1852. And almost a century later, after the missionaries' presence spread to the United States, the La Salette missionaries began the construction of the shrine. And it's been a holiday tradition for generation after generation to enjoy ever since. Every night at exactly 4:55 p.m., a prayer and blessing ceremony is held at the outdoor manger. A special guest is handpicked to place the baby Jesus in the manger each night, just before the lights go on.
In December is to see a lot of families coming here, and some of them are getting older and they're getting gray, but they're bringing in their grandchildren, and or the parents are bringing their children. It's like, we were here years ago and stuff like this, and it's just beautiful to see them taking the time to be able to read the stories about Christmas, the true meaning of Christmas, and different displays that we have. That's heartwarming to know that we're trying to make that message of Jesus known through the 400,000 lights that we have.
These symbolic lights shine brightly as you walk throughout the shrine. These designs adorn trees, walkways, and of course the shrines themselves. The La Salette brothers, members from the maintenance staff, and countless volunteers start putting up the massive display after Labor Day.
But it does take a lot of help. It takes at least 8 full weeks to put all of this together. I'm thinking of next year already, wondering what theme it'll be. And we have volunteers who come check the lights, because most of them come down, come up with some new ideas, new plans, new decorations, try to construct them right here on the property. So it's some of our maintenance men as well as some of the volunteers, thank God for volunteers, to help this season be what it is.
The design staff is also hoping to go green with LED lights. The shrine is currently taking donations for that mission.
Like even now we're trying to change a lot of the lights into LED lights. We're trying to go green as well,
Everyone is.
Help that out. Of course, they're more expensive, but they're going to last longer. That's what they're telling us. So we're trying to do that, on the budget we've got.
Along with the lights, there are incredible displays including a multitude of angels, the Peaceable Kingdom, and St. Francis Garden. Each fall, La Salette holds a blessing for animals in the garden. Another traditional favorite at La Salette Shrine are the Holy Stairs.
Now we're standing in front of this garden of Our Lady of La Salette where it all began some over 50 years ago. The shrine started with the lights, and a lot of people just love to do these stairs. And every year, let's go to La Salette to do the stairs.
Our guide during our time at La Salette, Lori Kirshner, also informed us many families take their holiday cards on the stairs. Not a bad backdrop, I'd say. As we move throughout the shrine, Lori explained these angels were done by late liturgical artist Albert Lapierre.
He fashioned the angels, now if you look closely, I may be dating myself, after the Charlie's Angel Show.
New to the shrine this season is the story of Clopper the Christmas donkey. You can read Clopper's story as you walk around Rosary Pond.
Yeah, this year, and we have the story of Clopper the Christmas donkey for the children, and that's located around the Rosary Pond. And of course the real donkey too. Many years ago we had live animals, but we didn't always have someone to take care of them, but now we do have Clopper, and Brother Ron Taylor every day takes Clopper out and brings him back at night into the garage and back and takes care of him. And it's a nice addition, and it's a Jerusalem donkey, and there's a cross on his back, as they're noted for that. And it gives a very tangible feeling of what it was like to be born in a manger, in a stable,
You can also visit with Clopper himself at the outdoor manger and pick up the books in the gift shop.
There's
it's not just one story?
Where he carries Jesus to the temple when he's teaching. We found out because we went to reorder more of the books for the gift shop, and found it was a series. And that's one of the, I think it's 4 in a series.
Sister Gertrude Gaudet, a Dominican sister, came up with the idea to bring Clopper to the shrine this year. Among the many things she's painted at the shrine is the St. Nicholas story.
I love this story.
I do too.
One of the visitors' favorites here at the La Salette Shrine are the international display of nativity creches. There are 500 creches from all over the world, and each nativity scene varies from the next. In the middle of these creches is a replica of a regional village in which the nativity scene is the central focus. It's called a Precipio, and this one was designed by Father Manuel. This massive display was constructed from painted cardboard, paper cloth, stones, sawdust, wood, moss, and clay handmade figures. Father Manuel collected the figurines for 10 years, and it takes him 4 weeks to put this incredible replica together. In the next room is a new display.
So just that particular creche from Lago where they make these statues. Creche is small, very small statues. That's here too.
People who visit the shrine also have the opportunity to light a candle for a special intention in the Chapel of Light. There are options to have the candles burn from 1 week to a year.
An annual candle, a monthly candle, 7-day candles, and you can do a memorial booklet also. And you can inscribe it with whatever you want, and then it'll be, it's a special process that we do in the programs office, and then it's dedicated and it's blessed. Brother Paul is the caretaker of the Chapel of Light, and he rotates the candles in and out, and he blesses them when he puts them in and cares for them.
Just a few feet away in the Welcome Center, children can create birthday cards for Jesus, have a snack in the cafeteria, or purchase an item from the gift shop. Earlier we spoke about Father Pat's many activities during the holiday season, and his schedule sure is busy. Tuesday through Friday, he holds a Mass, 2 holiday concerts, and hears confessions.
We love this season because it gives us really an opportunity to be able to preach the Word and to make the message known of La Salette and of salvation.
God created this wonderful universe of ours a long time ago, put it into motion, made the stars and the skies and the moon and the sun and the fishes of the sea and the rivers and the streams and you and me.
People varying in faiths come from all over to La Salette's annual Festival of Lights to take in the impressive sights and celebrate the birth of Christ. Each year the shrine picks a different theme to proclaim, and this season they're saying, Jesus is God's yes.
But our theme this year is really a different type of topic. We've usually had things like Jesus, our light, Jesus, our hope, Christ is born. Simple. This one is a little bit more complex, but it's still, I think, appropriate.
The La Salette Shrine is located on Park Street in Attleboro, Massachusetts. You can find out more by calling 508-222-5410 or by visiting lasaletteShrine.org. While everyone is packing up and getting ready to go because the lights here at La Salette do go out promptly at 9 p.m. We'd like to thank everybody for showing us around this amazing facility, including Father Pat and Lori. Next up, we're heading back to another popular New England tradition that includes more lights and even some animals.
More on that when we return.
Welcome to Stone Zoo. We're going to go to Santa's Castle, meet some newborn reindeer, but first, a ride on the turbo tub. Okay.
So we like rides, and Stone Zoo in Stoneham, Massachusetts has a traditional carousel, spinning motorcycle amusement, and our personal favorite, the turbo tubs.
Can we go one more time?
You want to go one more time?
Will that be okay or no?
Zoo Lights, now a holiday tradition at Stone Zoo, was inspired by the Labrie family 13 years ago.
It started actually in the backyard of Skip and Shirley Labrie. They used to live in Peabody. And I'm not quite sure how many years they had the light show, but basically it started and people kept visiting, and over the years it grew and grew until finally their visitation was too much for their little neighborhood to handle. And so about 13 years ago, they approached the zoo and asked if we would be interested, and so they donated, and they basically donated everything, and they came, and for many years they worked the light show, and then at some point they retired and turned it over completely to us.
Cynthia Mead started with Stone Zoo just a year after this festive display began.
To work at a nonprofit that cared about the environment and basically environmental issues. We have a lot of education programs, and I have a background in education, so we do informal and formal education. And I love the people. I love the people who come and visit, and I love the people who work here. And we're just working towards one common thing. It's to make the zoos better, it's to provide family entertainment, and it's also to make a difference in the world.
And Stone Zoo is making a difference in the world through their service to the community, educational programs, and events.
We offer a community pass program for groups that are not able to come to the zoo, who couldn't otherwise afford it. We run teen programs out of the Franklin Park Zoo. Here at Stone Zoo, we do some summer programs and day programs. We go out into the communities and visit nursing homes, libraries, we go to schools. Sometimes we participate in town days.
Zoo Lights is one of the highlights Stone Zoo features each year. The annual holiday display transforms the facility from your typical zoo into a winter wonderland.
We really enjoy it, and we have a lot of families who come through each year, approximately 40 to 50,000 people if the weather's really good.
As you walk through the entrance, you immediately begin your journey around the brilliantly lit Yukon Creek. This area features a North American porcupine, great horned owl, and the American bald eagle. While most of the animals are bred in captivity, this edition needed to come out of the wild.
Somebody was hunting, and so she was injured, and while she recovered from her injuries, she really is not capable of flight, and so that makes her a bird that could not be returned to the wild.
The Canadian lynx and fox were a little harder to spot, but if you look for movement, the animal is a little easier to find.
They really have adapted to their environment.
Now the animals on our trip today are the ones who enjoy the colder weather. If you come in the summer months, you may see a few additions.
So the keepers every day check the conditions, and if it's too cold, or the animal, won't be permitted to go out. For some of the animals, though, they really enjoy the cold weather.
But in the springtime, as the weather gets warmer, all of our collection will be out.
New to the zoo this year are 2 newborn reindeer from Minnesota.
And we're thrilled to have them here. They're a great addition.
Families are welcome to meet and take photos with the male and female almost every night.
Hi, how are you? Now, as you can see, the female is the one with the antlers.
There's also a chance for the visitors to name the reindeer. Currently, Stone Zoo is holding a contest that gives the public the opportunity to pick out names for them.
We have a naming contest. So everybody who gives us a name, submits a name by December 17th, will be eligible. We will then go through all the names and select 5, and then the public will be able to vote on boston.com.
I was put on the spot and had to come up with some reindeer names of my own. I went with Ella and Comet.
I know, not very original at all.
You may notice one of the reindeer had antlers and the other one didn't. Well, here's a fun fact. Reindeers lose their antlers once a year. Usually, the male loses his first.
After the antlers fall out, new ones grow in, and they get bigger each year.
All of the animals at Stone Zoo seem very excited in their exhibits, including the otters.
Oh, cute.
They are incredible. They love to swim. They love the water.
Inside this next exhibit, there are many other animals in store for visitors.
Amazing, because they are born with almost no feathers.
And they certainly, when they first come in, they're kind of a grayish color. They don't have this gorgeous blue. And these are called spectacle owls. And they get their name from the coloring around their eyes. You probably can't tell, but there are two sloths sleeping up in a tree together.
Oh, that's two?
It's two. And sloths get their name, obviously, from the way they move. They are very slow-moving creatures, and that's something that they've adapted as a mode of survival.
I love meerkats. I think they're so cute.
They're very cute.
And speaking of cute, take a look at these fellas. Unfortunately for me, they can't really be domesticated.
Many people think that if you take an animal out of the wild, you can somehow domesticate it, and it's not really true. So these animals will certainly bite.
Oh, we don't want that.
They also will pretty much go to the bathroom anywhere in your house that they
don't want that either.
Whenever.
Next, we move on to the inspiration for zoo lights, Santa's Castle. And what would Santa's Castle be without Santa himself?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Hello, everyone.
I would like a car.
A car, a little matchbox car, right?
A little, yes, just a little one. Yes, that's what I need.
Yes. What? Any particular model of car?
I like the Yaris's, the Toyota Yaris. I've been thinking about this a while.
Oh,
my car's about to die. I need to think about this.
Goodness.
Yes.
All right.
While you're waiting for your picture with Santa, feast your eyes on this display. This chocolate replica of the Tewksbury Country Club was made by Andover Cakes with over 50 pounds of chocolate. Yum! Santa is only at the castle until December 23rd, and then he's off to prepare for Christmas Eve.
Have a good holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
High five.
So this is the area that was in the people's backyard.
Wow.
As you can see, there are plenty of holiday items on display at Santa's Castle. The area evolves each year with new donations.
Absolutely. They'll call and say, do you need any lights? Or we're changing over our Christmas decorations. I have blow-up Santas or sleighs. And yeah.
Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Right there!
Yes!
Ooh.
Zoo Lights is featured at Stone Zoo starting the day after Thanksgiving until December 30th. That's excluding Christmas. Be sure to stop by this incredible event this holiday season. Stone Zoo is open year-round with different events and programs for the entire family to enjoy. You can find out more information at 617-541-5466 or by visiting zoonewengland.com.
Well, it's getting a little chilly out here for us, but what do you expect from New England? We thank you very much for joining us on this Daycation and hope you and your families come to explore all these amazing sights for yourselves. For now, I'm Alicia Fortin.